take 3, you know it's going to be a good video when I can't do it on the first take, because this is about how unimportant money is as a business owner or a technician or someone who needs to do this for a living. And if you're going to do something for a living, chances are you don't need money. And by that, I want to expand. Why wouldn't you want money? So like, for example, today, whenever it's raining outside, I'm a little bit slower than usual. By a little bit, I mean I have time to film a video with 3 takes in it. But if a customer walks in here and has a job for me, so I get customers walk in all the time, that's a normal thing, and they have a job for me. Let's say this job is something like replacing an iPhone screen. Now, something I particularly don't do is work on Apple products and work on cell phones. I don't like either of those. But sometimes I kind of smudge the lines depending on simply the customer and my expectations of how this whole transaction will go down. After 6 years of business now, I have a lot better judgment on whether or not I should take things that I don't generally offer the public. And that's one of those things that I talked about kind of with getting into IT and why you shouldn't compete in a field that you're not already interested in, because the people like me that are into this field, or I'm not really into mechanics. I shouldn't become a mechanic because there's money in mechanical repair if I'm not already into it, if I don't find a deeper passion interest in that. But I'm into technology. I really enjoy it. So when it is a little bit slower and I have something that is a little bit different, a little bit outside my comfort zone, but I think I can offer the customer a good experience, a 5-star experience particularly, I'll try to take them up on it, and I will let them know up ahead, like, hey, I don't usually offer this, but because I'm a little bit slow right now, and because I would like to expand into this field, or potentially expand into this field, I'll take you up on it, and I'll give it my best shot. Worst case scenario is that I don't charge you anything, and you get a broken phone back. So let's say a customer comes in here with an iPhone, and they want their screen replaced. The last time I replaced an iPhone screen was on the iPhone 6. And that wasn't the greatest experience, but I didn't end up replacing just the screen. I replaced the whole front end assembly, which is like the glass, the digitizer, and then this one even had the webcam built in. And so all I had to do was transfer the home button from the old one to the new one, and then plug it all back in and do like the 6 screws that hold it together. And it wasn't too terribly bad. But today, I probably wouldn't do the iPhone 11X Max or whatever they're calling it. But on the idea of this video, let's say I did. Let's say customer comes in here, it's really slow today. I want this extra money. So I tell them, I used to charge arbitrary $100 profit. So whatever your screen cost is plus $100, and I could fix this. And they, well, that's too much money. Of course it's too much money. It's an iPhone. That's too much money. What if I bought the part myself and just had you install the part? I'm only okay with this on very certain parts, specifically simply if they've already bought it or they understand that I don't really guarantee anything and they actually just have to sit there and watch me install it. But let's say they wanted to buy the part themselves because they thought that me charging my part cost plus the $100 labor, as if I didn't split this up enough to show them that, this is how much the part costs, this is how much I charge for my time. Here's the offer I have for the service you are requesting. And they're like, oh, that's too much for the part cost. How about if you only charge the arbitrary $100 for the labor and I'll buy the part myself? Which is that is a possibility. People come in here wanting to, haggle, make a deal. That's kind of like the human thing to do, I guess. And all right, if you can buy the part, I'll install it, but I won't warranty the part. You can watch me install it, and that will be that. So they go off, they buy the part, they bring it back. I'm like, all right, cool. I hope you have an hour of your time or whatever it takes to install this iPhone 11 screen. And I let them watch me. Watch a YouTube video, essentially, tear the screen down, put the one that they supplied in, and then seal it back up and send it off to them. I get my $100. I have a person breathing down my shoulder. I've already don't like this. I wanted to learn something new, but we've compromised too far. We've compromised farther than I was wanting to compromise. And the customer comes back 2 days later that there's a green line down the center of their screen. This is all arbitrary. I don't fix iPhones. I don't fix Apple products. This isn't me ranting about a bad customer. They come in complaining about this green line across their screen. And they say, well, you installed it wrong, because if it was installed correctly, there wouldn't be a green line. The screen wouldn't be cracked. I need you to take off the screen and refund me my $100, because you promised an installation. The installation was not good. It wasn't professional, is what they might even throw at you. You're not a professional because it's not done correctly. And then you'd have to explain to them at this point that it's not your part. I didn't buy this part. I didn't guarantee this part. This part, quality assurance isn't under my warranty. My installation is good. The screen is still on the phone. The screen still works. It has a green line. And trying to explain that to a customer, that the difference between the service and the product quality is going to be a hard thing, because they think that they probably they talk themselves into thinking that they bought a quality screen for $20 or $25 or whatever on bigboxstore.com. And, at this point, I thought I was getting a good deal, because for 1 hour of my time of having a customer breathe down my shoulder, which I already didn't really want, I made $100. $100 an hour. That's a pretty okay deal. Most people could live off $100 an hour if they were able to do that. But I started making compromises here. It'll start off like, I don't really work on this, but because I'm slow, I'll try it out. I am passionate. I really do enjoy this, but I really don't do this professionally because it's not something I can guarantee, but I'll try it. I'll give it a shot for you. And then I give them prices, and they're like, oh, that's a little much for me. Let me supply the parts. So I compromise again. So now I've compromised, twice. And then with that compromising of them buying the part, I have to compromise a little more with having them watch over me, in a way that kind of protects me, because now they know exactly how I did something. But on the other hand, I now have, I've given up an hour of my time to have someone continuously ask me the same 4 questions over and over again. I've compromised again. That's not something I would have normally let happen. And then they come back 3 days later saying that my job wasn't done. So now for this $100 I thought I was going to make on learning something new, usually people have to pay to learn something new, but I get paid to learn something new in this case. That's what I thought was happening. It turns out that it's not an hour time that I got paid $100 for, because now I've had to deal with this customer on 3 separate occasions. When they first came in to ask about this, and then again when they brought their cheapo screen in, and then again 3 days later after that when their cheapo screen stopped working. I'm no longer getting paid to learn something, because this is costing me more time than I expected, even though I may have charged $100 expecting, a little bit of road bumps, and this helps cover the extra things it may cost. That $100 doesn't cover 6 hours of time that this now I'm investing in, essentially. And that's one of those things you really want to avoid with the customers, is the continuously compromising, slowly but surely chipping away at what makes you a business professional, or makes you a technician professional, or what makes you good at your job. I am good at replacing laptop screens. I am good at replacing power supplies on desktops, which I talked about on take 2, which turned out to be a rambling mess, so we won't go into that. I am good at fixing computer problems, but what I am not good at is having a customer breathe down my neck while I do an iPhone screen replacement that I haven't offered in 5 years, because it's a job I haven't found particularly fun. I don't find any passion. I don't find any enjoyment in it, and I surely don't find any money in it. So it's something that I've stopped offering, because I found that I shift those hamster wheels. I shift my business model to a path that does make me money, that does bring me joy, that does make me happy, that does bring me respect in the field. And that's something you need to watch out for, that if you're not finding the respect in the field where you're continuously having to compromise, the chances are the money's not going to be there either. If the respect's not there, the money's not there, and the happiness surely isn't there. And that's something I really think you want to look out for is the little compromises that will chip away at your authenticity, of your professionalism, of your happiness, and find out what services it is that you can offer in a professional manner, in a warranted manner, that is going to be good, that will give you those 5-star review customers, and really make sure to watch out for those slowly chipaways. And with that, I feel like I'm about to start rambling, so I'm going to end the video off here and let y'all get back to your day. Y'all have a good one.